In the heart of northern Nigeria, a quiet revolution is underway. A revolution that starts not in government halls or conference rooms, but in villages, on radio waves, on dirt roads, and in the hearts of the people.
Component 2.1 is very important. Agile project is a big one. Construction of these heavy schools, the kind of infrastructure, the millions of dollars that had been put on the field to ensure that students get comfortable learning environment is enough for sensitization. There's also the digital literacy, there's a life skills session, is it issues about climate change adaptation, the GBV awareness. All these are all integrated under 2.1. It's the responsibility of this particular component to let people be aware.
dagewa domin shi ilimi abu ne mai matukar muhimmanci a rayuwar
We've been working closely with communities, particularly the traditional and religious leaders. I can see we have their buy-in.
If not because your team came 2 years ago to tell us about Agile, what is Agile? Nobody knows what is Agile.
The engagement of traditional rulers, the Emir of Zazzau has been very, very supportive. When we went to see him, he called all his district heads to be at that meeting. And he gave them a specific instruction that everybody should support Agile as much as he can. And whenever there are challenges, whether it is vandalization of our, some of the infrastructures we are building, the district head of that community will come in and make sure it's resolved amicably.
We have done 2 new construction in this traditional council across the 23 local government areas, across over 500 communities. Your community has been selected and this 2 construction has been done.
So they will maybe find the materials that will not be doing something like that. Yes. No, it's not that the ceiling is of low quality.
Sometimes we go to radio stations, not just one radio station, 6, 7. The areas in which you are, some don't have networks there or signals. So we ensure that we spread it around the 3 senatorial zones of Kaduna State.
Every great building begins with a foundation. For Agile, that foundation is trust, acceptance, understanding.
It is an initiative by the federal government of Nigeria in collaboration with World Bank, to try as much as possible to reduce the number of out-of-school children, more especially the adolescent girls, so that they can be enrolled into our education, stay in the school and complete at least secondary school.
From traditional leaders to religious heads, Agile teams listened, engaged, and built alliances. To change the norm, Agile brought creativity into the streets. With theater, radio, and jingles, Agile became a familiar voice in Kaduna.
They sent me to school when I was just about 3 or 4 years old. And I was crying. I thought they were punishing me. And I was asking myself, what have I done to you that you are punishing me? Not knowing that they were actually helping me. My friends who couldn't go that time, they are coming to say, oh, you are lucky. your parents push you. And that's why I am so interested in the program of Agile, is silently getting into the root of the problem.
Certainly, one has to be grateful to Agile. They have done well in our community, and we appreciate them. We will continue to appreciate them. It's a very good project, and we hope and pray they will continue to support, and it will be around forever. And look at the projects they've done, quality projects. We're very happy about it.
Not just a project, a movement. These efforts are not just noise. They are changing lives. Girls who once stayed at home are now leading in class. Parents who once doubted are now champions of girl-child education.
This is what Agile is doing. And Agile is not just giving us one opportunity, it's multiple opportunity. That's why I celebrate Agile, because when you go to villages, you see these things out there. It's not just about in the city, though. We want the children of the least in our state, in our region, in our country to have opportunity for school. The fear has been no money. Agile have done enough that the issue of no money is no longer an excuse. The fear also is insecurity. Agile is providing guidance and resources or materials in school to ensure that the school is good for learning. The school is also secure for the girl child.
Agile knew that in order to be heard, they needed more than meetings.
Roll 24, episode 2, scene 13. Master shot and see you all take one. Action.
They brought the message into every home, every heart, through media, through art, through children themselves.
Kuma kun duba darasin da muka koya a nan yau. In ka ilimantar da mace daya, ka ilimantar da duniya. Dalilin shi ne na mace duk inda ta same kanta in ta ci za ta tuna da gida.
Bit by bit, resistance turned into recognition. What was once seen as foreign became familiar. A cultural shift had begun, and it was being led from within.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded the Prophet that he should seek Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to increase him in knowledge. Say, وَقُلْ رَبِّ زِدْنِي إِلْمًا. That's why anything education, we don't play with it.
The issue of culture, which is fast, being eradicated now, because there is no religion or culture that stops you from acquiring education. I will speak specifically on Islamic perspective about education. There is no difference between men and women when it comes to acquiring knowledge. In the last 200 years, the famous woman that acquired education was Nana Asma'u, daughter of Usman Fodio. She had written books that we now find very handy as contemporary books in this after 200 years.
If a young girl, an adolescent girl, who is beginning to grow up and now start experiencing menstruation, happens to go to a school where there are no facilities, and unfortunately for her, one of the months of her cycle happens when she is in class, she will never come back to school again. But what I have seen Agile doing is providing the environment, the resources to take care of those things that naturally will make her feel shame and run away from school. So instead of even running away from school, she's supposed to leave home and come to school, because in school she is certain that she is in a clean environment. The restrooms are good enough for whatever situation, even better than what she may have at home.
I envision a future where every girl gets equal opportunities.
I want to see the products of Agile going to places, not just in Nigeria, but around the world. So I'd be proud to say Agile gave us this foundation. It's part of what made us who we are today.
At this point, I want you to emphasize the importance of the girls' education.
Yara mata su nemi ilimi kuma ko a addinance bayan da aka ce namiji ne kada zai yi ilimi banda mace. Saboda haka muna kira ga kowace yarinya ta nemi ilimi mai zurfi inda za su samu rayuwa mai kyau, ‘ya'yanta masu samu rayuwa mai kyau.
Agile has become more than a program. It is a promise, a rallying cry, a name every household knows. And the foundation is now strong enough to build a future.
I'm happy to report that when you get 10 people in Kaduna State walking on the street, go to the communities, each should be able to tell you what Agile is and what Agile. They know Agile.
Education is not just a classroom, it is a movement, a belief, a beginning. And in Kaduna, that beginning is called Agile.